Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रीला प्रभुपदा जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भानग्रह सभाय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भानग्रह शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री श्री गौणताई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। गंगा मई की जय। यमुना मई की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 50, Krishna establishes Dwaraka, text 29. The verse will appear? Ah, very good. Thank you. sthiti-udbhavāntaṁ bhuvana-trayasya yaha samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā na tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti-udbhavāntaṁ bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā na tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti-udbhavāntaṁ bhuvana-trayasya yaha samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā na tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate. Please recite. sthiti-udbhavāntaṁ bhuvana-trayasya yaha samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā न tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti-udbhavāntaṁ bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate iti bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā न tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti-udbhavāntaṁ bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate. Mataji's udbhavantam bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti-udbhavantaṁ bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā न tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti-udbhavantaṁ bhuvana-trayasya samīhite nanta-guṇaḥ sva-līlayā न tasya citraṁ para-pakṣa-nigrahas tathāpi martyānuvidhasya varṇyate sthiti, the maintenance, udbhava, creation, antam, and annihilation, bhuvana-trayasya, of the three worlds, yaha, who, samīhite, effects, ananta, unlimited, guṇaḥ, whose transcendental qualities, sva-līlayā, as his own pastime, not, tasya, for him, citram, wonderful, para, opposing, paksha, of the party, nigrahaḥ, the subduing, tathā, tathāpi, nevertheless, martya, human beings, anuvidhasya, who is imitating, varṇyate, it is described. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. For Him who orchestrates the creation, maintenance and destruction of three worlds, and who possesses unlimited spiritual qualities, it is hardly amazing that He subdues an opposing party. Still, when the Lord does so, imitating human behavior, sages glorify His acts. Purport. The philosopher Aristotle once argued the Supreme God could hardly take part in human activities, since all ordinary activities are unworthy of such a divine being. Similarly, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, who almost certainly never read the works of Aristotle, raises a similar point. Since Sri Krishna creates, maintains and annihilates the entire universe, isn't it an uninteresting mismatch when He fights against Jarasandha? The answer is as follows. The Lord plays the part of a human being and expanding His pleasure potency creates thrilling transcendental pastimes full of suspense and dynamic action. By the Lord's Yogamaya potency, He appears exactly like a human being, and thus we may enjoy the spectacle of the Supreme Person acting on the earthly stage. Undoubtedly, stubborn agnostics will argue that since Krishna is God, there is no real suspense involved. So skeptics simply do not understand Krishna's attractive potency. Beauty and drama, even on the material stage, possess their own fascinating logic. And similarly, we love Krishna for His own sake. We appreciate His beauty for its own sake. We enjoy Krishna's pastimes because they are in fact wonderful in and of themselves. In fact, Krishna executes His pastime not for mundane, egotistical purpose, but for our pleasure. Thus, the presentation of spiritual pastimes is itself an act of love that Krishna performs for the infinite spiritual happiness of pure-hearted souls who have transcended material envy of the Godhead. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes an important verse from the Gopal Tapani Upanishad, Narakriti Parabrahma Karana Manasaha. The Supreme Absolute Truth, for His own purpose, appears in a human-like form, although He is the source of everything. Similarly, in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.32, we find Yanmitram Paramanandam Purna Brahma Sanatanam. The source of the transcendental bliss, the eternal Supreme Brahman, has become their friend. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Pashyate Desatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you all for being present for this Bhagavatam class, and I am very humbled by your wonderful presence here in front of their lordships, Sri Krishna Balram, Sri Radha Shyam Sundar and Sri Gaunitai. It is by the mercy of Acharyas, Vaishnavas and the Lord we endeavor to speak for their pleasure. Hopefully, you would be able to tolerate my presentation today morning. This is the chapter titled Krishna Establishes Dwarka. Krishna was invited along with Balaram by Kamsa through Akrura to participate in wrestling match. In the process, Krishna and Balaram annihilated all the targeted individuals on whom Kamsa trusted. Chanura, Mustika, all of them were annihilated. And also Kamsa himself. Kamsa's wives, they went and approached their father, Jarasandha. Jarasandha was the father-in-law of Kamsa. And they presented the story in a perverted manner that Kamsa was innocent and Krishna, in a very cruel manner, killed him. So Jarasandha is highly enraged, and to pacify his daughters, he came with 23 Akhavani of military team to attack Mathura. It's almost like more than 50 lakh of soldiers that included infantry, elephant, horses, charioteers. They surrounded Mathura. Krishna assured all Mathuravasis that Jarasandha will be given a befitting reply without their assistance. They should enjoy the match while sitting on the towers of Mathura. So Krishna came out of the main door. He was followed by Balaram, and he was thinking how to counteract Jarasandha. Suddenly, from a celestial chariot, two celestial chariots, they appeared there with the charioteer, with the horses, with the divine weapons. And Krishna told Balaram that, brother, everything is ready for us. And hardly few soldiers from Mathura, they assisted Krishna and Balaram. As they entered into that sea of soldiers of Jarasandha, it appeared that they were almost, they became invisible in that sea of soldiers, and the Mathuravasis almost lost their heart. Jarasandha, looking at Krishna, saw, you are unworthy of being fighting. So he selected Balaram to fight. And Krishna started annihilating the entire army. And there is a description in the previous verse how the entire killing, because it's a huge contingent of soldiers, including horses, elephants. So when they were all killed, hundreds of rivers of blood flowed in the battle. And its description is the arms and legs, when they were floating, they were looking like snakes. And the dead elephants, when they were floating, they were looking like islands. So like that there are descriptions. The hairs of the human are looking like weeds. It looks very ghastly. But Sukadeva Goswami is giving or is enjoying the description. So normally when there is a battle and people are killed, you don't enjoy it. And here it is not 100,000 people being killed. There are lakhs and lakhs. In Mahabharata there are millions. They were killed. It's so ghastly. But because Krishna is doing it, the sages, they take pleasure. And for us, it is very difficult. We hear it, and because we like Krishna, we enjoy it. But if you really see such a thing, you become part of this event, and you see such a massacre of this scale, how we would take that situation would depend on our consciousness. As a devotee, we would naturally appreciate what Krishna does, because in his killing there is also blessings, there is also salvation. It is not that it is happening here, it happened in battlefield of Mahabharata, and Bhishmadev confirmed that all those who were killed in the Mahabharata battle, they left their body while observing Krishna being present in front of them. And hence all of them, they all went back to Vaikuntha. So this is how Krishna's absolute nature acts. But in this verse it is said, it is Krishna who is the cause of creation, maintenance and annihilation. Janmadiyasya tathā itaratas sarthesu avijñā surat. So, he is the source of everything. Because in this physical realm, material realm, there are three things always are happening: creation, maintenance and destruction. And Krishna is also indirectly and directly, itaratas anvayat, directly and indirectly, avijñā. He is cognizant of everything. Surat, simultaneously, he is swatantra, he is independent. And he alone is independent. Everybody else are dependent on him. So this is the nature of the absolute truth. So for him to fight with anyone looks illogical. Like for example, when Krishna entered in the wrestling arena, the cowherd boys, the mothers, the elderly people, they felt it's a mismatch. But for them it is a mismatch in the sense Krishna and Balaram, they are looking like very young, because Krishna is only 11.5-year-old and Balaram little older. And they are very young. They are looking like a very young boys. And Chanura and Mustika, they are almost having like 10,000 elephant equivalent strength. So, for them it was mismatch. But those who know Krishna, Krishna is the absolute truth. So the other way also you can be able to see that how Krishna, who is, be all of everything, and all of everything, anybody can match him. So, both way, devotees who see Krishna as their dear friend, dear son, for them it is a different vision. And yogis who see Krishna as the absolute truth, and he is the mover of everything, for them it is a complete mismatch, both way. Similar description also is there where Krishna was taken to Gokul by Vasudeva, and within, Krishna was only 5 or 6 years old, Putana came, and she was destroyed. She came as a goddess Lakshmi, almost in the guise of goddess Lakshmi, and entered into the maternity room of Mother Yashoda, and instantly picked Krishna and tried to feed breast milk to Krishna. And Krishna sucked her very life, and her body expanded. Her body expanded almost 12 miles. So, sometimes our acharyas, they say is that when you give a lion, to a toy lion, to a small baby, the baby is not afraid of the lion, rather plays the toy and at some point of time breaks it also. It is like that, one after another, Putana came, Trunavarta came, and Aghasura, Pralambasura, Dhanukasura, Arishtasura, Bhyamasura, so many, they all came, and like a toy, and Krishna destroyed them instantaneously. So for Krishna it's not very difficult to do all these things, because he is doing everything without any effort. Without any effort he is doing it. But to appreciate what Krishna is doing, he is doing everything. In this world also nobody is doing anything. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudatma karta mahamiti manyate. Nobody is doing anything. Nobody is doing anything. At best we can become an instrument. Just like Krishna is telling to Arjuna, after he showed his Vishwarupa, Arjuna was frightened, because he saw Krishna has infinite mouths, and everybody who are inimical to him are entering into his death-like mouth and are getting crushed by his teeth. And Arjuna is wondering, who are you? Because before this vision, he was calling Krishna as his friend, Yadava, Krishna, Sakha, like that. And now seeing this, the Kala Swarupa of Krishna, he was frightened. He's saying, who are you? So Krishna is saying, Kalosmi, I am the Kala, I am the annihilator of everyone who are inimical to Dharma. And then he says, Nimitta matra bhava sabhisachi. I have already killed them. Don't think that you will kill. I have killed them, you take the credit. And Krishna likes to give credit to his devotees, although he does everything. Everything that is happening is done by him. Because in this world, there are three things that's happening: annihilation, creation and maintenance. And all of them are done by Krishna's potency. Krishna's guna avatara in the form of mode of goodness, maintaining everything, mode of passion, creating everything, mode of ignorance, destroying everything. This is happening naturally. And we need to understand Krishna's divine activity with a divine vision. It is not possible if we remain within our senses, within our mind, and start understanding Krishna. To be able to appreciate Krishna, to be able to understand the truth, we need to transcend three modes. We need to transcend our senses. We need to transcend our mental concoction. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Daino yasmin yatha dehe kaumaram jauvanam jara yatha dehantara paptir dhiras tatra namuyati. We are transmigrating in this very body from boyhood to youth to old age. And later, when body perishes, we accept a new body. And Krishna is saying, Dhira is not bewildered. We are bewildered, but Dhira is not bewildered. So that means Krishna is demanding from Arjuna that we should become Dhira. Krishna spoke about reincarnation, Punarjanma, in this verse, that the Atma, the individual Jiva, is continuously transmigrating from one body to another. But to be able to see it, we need to be Dhira. So what is that Dhira state? Krishna speaks about that Dhira state in the next verse. Matra sparsastu kaunteya Sitasna sukha-dukkada agama payino nityas tam titikhyasya bharata. Basically Krishna is saying, O Arjuna, if you reside within your senses, you will not be able to see it. Senses will give you duality of experience. Heat and cold. Now it is winter, but winter is not permanent. Soon, summer will come. Sukha, everybody is aspiring for happiness. But with happiness, distress will follow. Mana, apamana. Everybody is seeking mana, that is respect. But with respect, disrespect will come. For sure. Success. Everybody wants success. You know, people say success has many fathers, but failure has none. Right? But with success, failure will come. 100% guaranteed. For everyone, it will come. So, this is called duality of experience. And anybody who resides within their senses, then you will struggle through this duality of experience. And in fact, in the duality of experience, mostly there is a unipolar experience of distress only. The so-called happiness is very flickering, mostly. Most of part of our life, we go through only the distress aspect of our experience. The disrespect, infamy, failure, they literally become the majority part of our life. So and not only that, duality of experience is a philosophical term as well, because Krishna so many times he says, Dvanda, te dvanda moho nirmukta, bhajanti mam drudha-vrata. Tesam tu antagata papam, jananam punya karmana, te dvanda moho nirmukta. This dvanda, if you are not free, you cannot appreciate Krishna, you cannot serve Krishna. Similarly, nirmana moha, jitasanga dosa, adhyatma nitya, vinivritta kama, dvandair vimukta, sukha dukkha sangair, gachanti amudha, padamabhyayam tat. So dvanda. So this dvanda also Another fascinating aspect of Dvanda is that we are all going through this experience. We are having this experience of dual nature. But this experience is happening not because we are material creation, because we are spirit soul. Because of the presence of the spirit soul in the body, we experience. And spirit soul is, the nature of spirit soul is Sat-Chit Ananda, eternally full of knowledge and bliss. So by virtue of the spirit soul we experience, but unfortunately we don't experience Sat-Chit Ananda. So those who are dhira, they attack this point. Instead of remaining in the realm of duality of experience, they say, I am Sat-Chit Ananda, but why I am going through this experience of dual nature? My nature is Sat-Chit Ananda. So although consciousness causes me to experience, but in my experience I don't have consciousness. I don't experience the very consciousness that makes me to experience. And this is the real puzzle for a dhira. So dhira goes above this duality of experience and tries to solve this problem. Why is it that I am not able to see that I am Satchidananda? I am Satchidananda, but I don't experience that. That is because we get this human life which is very precious, very rare, durlabha manusya janama, very durlabha. Because we have taken trillions of births. Trillions of births. Not trillions, you can say infinite birth, because time immemorial we have been taking birth. So there is a mathematical term called Lebesgue measure. So if you try to find out Lebesgue measure of how many times I have taken human birth, in this infinite birth, then it will become zero. Almost rarely we have taken human birth. And the purpose of human birth is to solve this problem. That we are conscious being, but our experience doesn't demonstrate our conscious nature. Athato brahma jigyasa. This needs to be solved in human body. But after getting human body, we still remain in our animal consciousness. The consciousness of enjoying matter. This is the curse of human life. Human life will never flourish when we adopt a life of sense gratification. Human life is meant for penance, austerity, charity. Human life is meant to cultivate the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, vairagya, detachment, seeking the nature of the absolute truth. The way Krishna has created this world, it is a mixture. When Krishna started creating, Mahavishnu produced millions of universal egg. All of you have seen egg? Yes or no? Ande dekhe hai na? So if you look at the egg, what is there inside the egg? Do you see a beautiful chicken sitting there? Peacock sitting there? You don't see that. It's a mixture, undifferentiated mixture. But in that mixture, miraculously, this is a real miracle, all varieties of bird form. There are 10 lakh varieties of bird species. They are there in those eggs. But if you break the egg, you won't see that. It's a mixture. Exactly similar way, when Mahavishnu glanced over nature, millions of universal eggs were created where unlimited living entities are mixed with 3 modes of material nature. So it created a primordial soup. So these are all universal egg, but it is like the egg that you see. You can contemplate in that similar sense how these universal eggs they came out of the pores of Mahavishnu. Ishvaika nishvashita kala athavalambya jivanti loma bilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahani yayasya kala vishesho govindam adi purusham tamoham bhajami. The moment he is exhaling, Ishvaika, so that exhale period is so long. Within that long exhale period, these universal egg, they manifest from the Romakupa of Mahavishnu. They expand. And as it is expanding, half portion of that Brahmanda is filled with the perspiration of same Mahavishnu expanded as Garbhodakasai Vishnu. And from his navel comes out Brahma. And then Brahma is empowered by Krishna to create a structure within this universal egg which is full of darkness. There was no sun, no moon, nothing. Completely a dark cell. He created 14 planetary systems. And within that 14 planetary system, he created 8.4 million varieties of species. And the species, those who can inhabit different planetary system. Amazing thing Brahmaji did. And to do it, and he is doing every day in his day. Every day Brahma goes to sleep, everything is annihilated. When he wakes up, again he has to do the same thing. And he is doing it 365 days a year for 100 years. He is doing the same thing, again and again. What is the purpose? Because Krishna has told him, you have to do this. This is your seva. And he is doing it. And so if you look at our own structure as a jiva, as a human being, this body is a mixture of Atma, Manas, and Pancha Mahabhuta, 5 elements, earth, water, air, fire, ether. It's a mixture. And from time immemorial, the Atma, the soul, is entangled with mind. It accepts mind to be the self. Mind in turn accepts it is entangled with the body. And mind accepts body to be the self. So the soul, the consciousness is pervading the mind, and mind as a pervaded consciousness is expanding the body. So if you look at this body, there is a difference, this body, human body, and any other body, this dead body. Because this is a mixture of soul, mind, and 5 elements. And you cannot separate unless we act upon it. It is a challenge, engineering challenge. And we have to solve this problem. It is mixed. And in this mixture, I have to separate the pure consciousness from mind and body. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us that we have to chant constantly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to constantly chant this mantra. If we chant this mantra, automatically our soul would be separated from mind and body. And by rendering devotional service to Krishna, in our purified consciousness, one day we'll be able to invite our worshipable masters, Sri Radha and Krishna, and place them within our heart. It is easier said than done. Yes, Mahaprabhu said it. But Mahaprabhu also said, Trunadapi sunichena tarorapi sahisnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So, Atma is a form of energy. Atma is a form of energy. Like this is also a form of energy. But this, if I place it here, it is here. If I place it here, it will be here. This is the nature of one form of Jada Prakriti. It is very localized. Whereas mind is another form of energy. It is a physical energy, but mind can be simultaneously in my earthly element, it can be in my water element, it can be in my air element, fire element, in my ether element. It has a non-local nature. It simultaneously sits in sabda, sparsa, rupa, swada and grana. It's a non-local energy. So our yogis, there are so many, you will hear how Vidura will make Dhritarashtra, his brother, to perform severe austerities at the bank of Haridwar, at the bank of Ganga in Haridwar, and make him to separate himself, the Atman, from these five elements, and then mind, and ultimately the Dhritarashtra, because he was not a devotee, he would merge his self unto the universal consciousness. This process is given. Patanjali Yoga Sutra also talks about it, how in detail a yogi knows how to separate these energies which are mixed, and you separate one by one. In Journey Home, Radhanath Maharaj talks about it, that when he was in Rishikesh, one yogi came and he separated himself from his body and mind, and 40 doctors for half an hour tested him, and his body was like a dead object. They could not figure out that he is alive. And after half an hour again he came back to his body. This is the ability. Suppose if I tell you, you lose your ability to smell, ability to taste, ability to see, ability to touch, ability to hear, what you are? What you are? Dead body. You are dead. But here yogi is saying, I am dead, but I am not dead. And this is the power of simple Hare Krishna Mahamantra if we do it very nicely. We don't have to do very severe austerities like these yogis they are capable of. But if we can devote our life to exclusive chanting of Hare Krishna in a very pure state, very sincere chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then the same result and even bigger result, because the Harinam tells us what is our eternal form. Harinam tells us what is our relationship with Krishna. Harinam transports us, carries us from this material space and time to spiritual space and time, and places us at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the power of Harinam. And when we do this description which is being given in the pages of Bhagavatam would taste like nectar. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpataruvesya kripa sindhuvevacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Thank you very much. Please, yeah.
Very nice Prabhuji. I am very curious, like you mentioned about the level of consciousness, and we have heard that level of consciousness of Brajvasis are at a higher level than Mathura and Vrindavan. And this is when the fighting is happening, Krishna is Balram himself, one person managing millions of soldiers. But the people are seeing that Krishna is creator, maintainer, annihilator. It's a complete global view of Krishna. But when you come to Vrindavan, they have a very limited view. Okay, Jasoda is seeing Krishna as his son, nothing else. So, but we are telling Brajavas is a very high level of consciousness. But if you see the look, it's not global, it's a local look and global look versus, but the consciousness is at very high level. So, just trying to understand that how this consciousness is at a high level if they are not able to see that complete global view of Krishna. Then the second question, if you allow me, and when we suffered, does it transmit to the soul level? Soul is also suffering or not? So it's a two question.
Thank you. before we can be able to appreciate, we hear that according to rasa, we have our bhava for Krishna. But we don't have that rasa until now. We hear from our acharyas, and many of our acharyas are in different rasa. Like we know that Sukadeva Goswami is in one rasa, Prahlada is another rasa, Hanumanji is another rasa, Pandava is another rasa, Udbhava is another rasa, Gopi is another rasa, like that. But we really don't trade in those rasas because it would be artificial. It is better that we recognize that we are within the realm of senses and mind. It would be prudent for us to cure ourselves of this disease, of that we are still getting contaminated by this level of perverted consciousness, because they are still attractive to us, isn't it? And so many things of this world are still attracting us. We still have not achieved that vairagya, that where nothing in this world is attracting us. So only then we can start talking about those rasas. But as I told you, this is the holy name will give you this rasa at some point of time by our perfection. So these rasas are there, but that is why Prabhupada always in his lecture he remained at the level of we are not the body. We are not the body, let us understand it. And hence, Prabhupada encouraged us, we have certain worldly desires, convert the desires for Krishna. Do things for Krishna. You want to enjoy a mango, offer that to Krishna and enjoy it. So these are the preliminary steps we are doing, and we have to do it, continue it while chanting. As far as your second question is concerned, the pain that we are suffering,
theoretically, because it is mentioned anywhere. Just theoretical understanding.
Theoretically, you see that these are all Krishna's bhava. Krishna is made up of rasa vaisa.
So unless we realize
Krishna, you see, Krishna is made up of rasa. And being rasa, he is eko bahunam, he becomes many. So all his rasas, they expand. His Santa rasas, they expand in the form of rivers, Yamuna, the forest, Vrindavan, the trees. His tasya rasa expands to his servants, Sakya rasa expands to his friends, the Vatsalya rasa expands to his thousands of parents, and his Sringara rasa expands to his lovers. And that is how he manifests the wonderful paternity of Golok Vrindavan, and he enjoys. So there is no difference between Krishna and all these devotees. They are his own so-angsa. Right? So we can theoretically understand, but what is the use? I am still residing in this worldly pleasure. That is my problem. So let us target the problem. And you said the pain. And this is what recently we studied in Vrindavan, Gurukul, Avanti Brahmana. There Avanti Brahmana is teaching. As far as soul is concerned, they are alien. All these were called pain, pleasure, all these things, alien to it. Right? And so where is this pleasure? If you look at without soul, mind and body, they have no locus standi. So in that sense, the pain and pleasure are in fact illusion. They don't exist. They're apparent from the perspective of the soul. But as long as soul thinks, I am the mind, they appear to be real. Yes. Any other question? It's already 9:08. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Who has very scientifically explained the importance of chanting. So, but after hearing and even practicing, the seriousness doesn't come in chanting.
Seriousness will come when you attack the problem. Attack the problem. You should be at the problem. Problem is you are Satchidananda. You are still experiencing the duality of experience. You are going through the dual nature of the experience. So that is where you should. Why you are becoming angry? Why you are becoming lusty? This should cause heartburn. This is not happening. I am taking it for granted. That is why I am not serious. I am still seeking the worldly pleasure in the garb of Krishna conscious dress. This is the problem. Those who are serious, they attack the problem. They want to solve this puzzle. I am Satchidananda, I am Satchit Ananda, why I am suffering this? I must come out of it. Okay? Thank you very much. It's already time. Hare Krishna. Sri Sri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Sam Sundar ki jai. Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Pramanande.